trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, I've been asked to take a look at January soybeans here for 2026. As you can see here, we've taken out the highs of last week. Remember last Friday there on the 14th, we had that big pattern. You can see a whole bunch of them coming up in here. Then we had the sell-off into the report, and the report was on Friday. And you'll notice from the low to your high, guess where you came down to? Almost exactly to the 382, and then it's bounced up here. Now, what I was watching today is the fact that news has become so bullish, and yet the market didn't react very much above it, only went a few pennies above it. So I thought here at this level around 1153, 1154, the high being 1158, you didn't have to risk very much there. So I said, well, I'll take a nibble at it. But that's it. Here's where your real numbers are. And if I'm wrong on that, this is what I'm going to wait for. You can see, and hey, look, in order to get me to trade, all you have to do is to turn on the machine and tell me where the stop is, okay? Anyway, you can see the ABCD. Thanks for the comment. The ABCD pattern up here measures till 1173. The 1.618 is 1177. Your stop's got to be above 1181 no matter what. Why I'm doing it here is the fact that the news is so very, very bullish, okay? And this thing should be up here already. And it's not. That's my question of, what I'm looking at. This is just an hourly chart, and I'm just giving you my 2 cents. We're going to have to risk for much at that much. Even the meal. Let's take a look at the soybean. I know you guys want to know about the stocks. We got Norm coming up, so he'll take care of all the stock for us. All right. Here we are in the wheat meal. Okay. Now this is the leader of the pack, folks. This is the leader of the pack. Look at this. Bang, bang, bang. 3 days in a row? Are you kidding me? And you can't go charging ahead? Hello, operator. I'm glad I sold the beans. Look at this. All right, we got 3 days in a row. Let's just go down to a 4-hour chart, and I'll bet you'll see 3 little higher high. Shut the front door and raise the rent. If you're listening, cowboy, there's your answer right there. There's drive 1, high, slightly higher high, slightly higher high. Oh, dear. I wouldn't be long meal if they let me trade for free, but I am short some beans, so we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at the oil. It gets my mind off the stock market. Hold on 1 second, folks. I'm laughing about one of my friends, this very sarcastic little rascal over there in the Far East. Yeah. All right, let's get up to soybean oil. There's the soybean oil. This should be going up today because of the meal dropping. There you go. All right, now here's soybean meal. Soybeans, as you can see, they are up today, hanging in here pretty good. So, but the meal, that's a big problem right here, folks. That's you're telling you don't have to risk very much here. That difference here is where we are from the 3. That's only $200 difference, but the fact that it couldn't get above there should have been screaming, given the news as bullish as it was. So switch it over to the beans, and that's what you've got. You just pay attention to that, and we'll see. So I sold the beans at 11.53. They're 11.52 and a quarter right now, so it's not actually doing too much. But if this meal starts getting strong up here, I'm going to be a little nervous about the beans, and so I will probably stand around like the shoe salesman waiting to find someone that can find a pair of shoes on sale. Okay, let's move on here and take a look at the Treasury bonds. That's one that everybody keeps asking me about. And hold on just a second here. All right, there's where we are. We had a big ABCD here yesterday, okay, or Sunday night. Okay, we had a 382 correction last night. It backed off, about $500, went right back to the 382 again. It's now down $100 from there. So this is strong resistance here in the Treasury bonds. People ask me, how can the price of the bonds and the notes go down when interest rates are dropping? I have a flash alert for you here, folks. Interest rates are not dropping. They are going higher. All right. If we go back and look at the Treasury notes, this is the 20-year Treasury note. We'll get up here and take a look at that. Tomorrow, our guest will be Paula T. And today we've got Mr. himself, Mr. Normwinski, who was kind enough to tell us that get ready for a market turn on November the 12th. And sure enough, the gods were in our favor that day, and that's what happened. Larry, you got to remember that these things starts with a T, not a big deal. So here it is right here. We'll get the hourly up, and you're going to see this is also extremely weak. I mean, you talk about extremely weak. This is extremely weak. Look at this. First of all, you didn't even have an ABCD to the downside. There was the big, well, you probably did. Sorry, let's get over there. Nope, you did not. You just had a correction. And then we had the rally here last night. Remember, this is the 20-year note, folks. This is the one to get your mortgages, your car payments, credit cards, all that stuff. Went right up to the 382. This is not a bullish sign here. So, you know, that's my 2 cents worth. But you got to do one or the other because I don't trade the notes because they're a lot slower. They're 6 times the open interest, but because that's where the boys are that play the game. The speculators are in the bond game. Those are the ones that we dabble with each day here. Okay, let's move over here. And, I forgot to put the little clock on the wall here, I believe. Let me get rid of some of these things here. Window tile vertical here. And then we got a question about a couple of stocks. And the first one, of course, is Tesla doing okay today. Hold on. I saw it up there. It was up a couple bucks. And I want to have to talk to you about one other one, folks. I saw a video over the weekend from Warren Buffett, and he was warning everybody about the coming crash and all that stuff. Folks, it was all artificial intelligence, total BS, the whole thing. And be careful what you're listening to out there because that's what you're watching. Okay, now here's Tesla. You can see we're up pretty good today. This is the 17th. We're making a little ABCD. Move it over a little bit right now. There's our high way back here on November the 1st. Let's see what our high was right here from today. And we went up to the 382. That's where we are right now. We're trading at 414. Now, Apple has gotten hit a little bit today. I don't know what the reasoning is. And frankly, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. So to the Apple owners, it does. Hold on just a second here, and we'll be looking at that. There's where we are. Okay. All right, there's where we are right now. Well, Apple actually gapped down, which that's quite a bit of, wow, that's $7-8 in Apple. Well, that's like a lifetime. See, we held that 382. Now we're coming back down into it again, folks. But some of these stocks don't look too bullish to me. Let me get my TFNN clock up here so Al doesn't get upset when I do something wrong. He never gets upset with me. He's always got my back. How much we got left? Probably a lifetime. 44 seconds in life, and that is it. Let's take a look at the one that surprised me the most, and I don't believe this, but I'm going to show you what it is, and that is that Warren Buffett. Now, remember, Warren's 95, so he's probably not involved too much, but they have a big stake, and guess what? This past quarter, I guess it was, I don't know exactly, but that's 60 minutes. Let's get the daily up here. See, it's gapped up quite a bit today because they found out that it made a new high. Made a new high on the year, folks, as you can see right here at 151, 250. Wait, what is that price up here? Just a second, I'll get it here. 293, it's now at 286. Warren Buffett announced that they're heavily involved.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, here's something I know nothing about, except I do read a chart once in a while. This is the ABCD here on the Bitcoin. We've been going down for quite a while, since October the 28th. If you remember, that was the day that we had the weakest breadth of the market in the history of the stock market since 1954, when they brought out the S&P. That day, you had 380 tissues of the 500 were down, 105 were up. Of those, 60 were all of them, which you well know who they are. And then there were about 15 unchanged. Now you can see there was your first Gartley right here. This was on the 27th of October, on that day right here. But that's the day they had the big reversal. This was October the 6th. Okay. And anyway, you can see the ABCD here now. You see, we're already below this by quite a bit. You see, it stayed here last night, and now it's continuing to break and break and break. Now, people say, where can it go from here, folks? Well, it can go anywhere. Oh, shut the front door, Larry. All right, I'm going to just draw another ABCD. That's what I do know, so bear with me on that. So we had an ABCD forming right here, okay? That's that one. All I'm going to do now is clone that and bring it down to right about here, because that's where our next support should come in. That's right about 89,000. That's about 3,000 from where we are right now. But something very unusual happened last night, early Sunday. I want to bring this up and show it to you, because it was to move something. It's $100,000. To move it 2,000 is not an easy. It's not an easy gig, folks. But I wanted. I hope I can find the darn thing. Maybe I can't. I don't know. See, this was 1 hour. Is that all day Sunday? Let me figure that out here. See if I can find it. There's a giant spike. It was at 96. There it is. There's the spike right there. Hold on. Let me get this up here and show you what happened last night. And you'll see there's where we are. Look at this, folks. We went from there to there, 6,000. Went from 3,000 to almost 6,000, and then bang! It just gave it all up. I think looking at that on a smaller time frame, you're probably not even interested in this, but I am. So bear with me. Put up 30-minute. There it is. There's that spike. There, boom, just like this. Took out these highs and then bang, and now you can see we're still heading lower. This could be the canary in the coal mine, folks. If this is something, they find out that something's wrong with the coins and the bits, or the bits and the coins, that could be a big deal, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, we're done with that. Let's get back to some stuff that you guys are interested in. Just for kicks and giggles, if you're looking for a trading opportunity. It may or may not happen, but you can see we've been following the Dow Jones, the Dow Jones here pretty good. That means here at about 11:30 we should get a rally between 11:30 and 12:30. Excuse me, yeah, that's 12:30 to 1 o'clock. Yeah, to right there. All right, that's where we should be looking at for a little bit of a rally to come in. There was our low on the day. We ought to take that out, and then from there we will come down and probably get a little bit of a rally. The difference is, folks, don't get too excited about. Get off your soapbox, Larry. None of your business. All right, let's move on here, and we'll talk about two other stocks that people have an interest in. Let me get up here. We'll show you who they are. The first one is Robinhood. I haven't looked at this since the stock was $5. My goodness, it's had a rally. Let me get the daily up. I don't know nothing about this. This thing used to be $5 or $10, for God's sake. What happened to it? Must have been very bullish. Okay, here's where it is right now. What day did we top here? We topped here on October the 6th. That's when the Bitcoin topped. And now you see we're making an ABCD pattern right here. Nothing bearish about this, folks. This is a buying opportunity if you're interested in fact, it's already starting to show its metal. There you are, from there to there. AB equals CD. Coming in right there at 0707. So it's actually down on the day. So be careful, because there's another ABCD right behind it. And if we are in a bear market environment that we could be in, then that's what you got to worry about. See, 109 is where that measures to. So I would go with 109 to be a buyer of that. And that would be right at the 78% level. And there's where you'd be hanging your hat. Right there. There's where you want to play the game, I would think, right there at 109. We're 116 right now. 109 stop has got to be like 103, something like that, and then we'll see how it works. From that level right here. Now we want to take a quick look here at the crude oil, because we're starting. This is what you want to see here. If you're bearish, you want to see this start to come down here, and we'll find out, what's going to be happening. I put out 3 videos on Sunday, and boy, did I got spanked by my good friends over at Google, and they were telling me that you're banging the drum too high. I was looking at this here. And I put this in the newsletter so everybody could see it, because there's a very strong correlation here between, where is it? This is not it. Come on, Lair. No. Why did I have too much stuff, folks. But, where is the DB3? Get out of here. Well, it's got to be right here. Stay with me. I can get it out of this for sure. And there it is right there. Okay, this is the Bradley blown up for us by our good friend Shane Smolian. Okay, there was the 12th. Okay, there's the 12th. That was the Bradley date. Mr. Winsky was on telling us, pay attention, folks, that the band's playing. And there was a new high in the Dow Jones. We made a new high at 48,500. We are now more than 1,000 points below that in only 3 days. Now, that in itself is not very bullish. You notice this date here, which was the 7th of September, was a low date instead of a high date. But that's what Bradley does. What Bradley is good at, it's good at picking during these times where you see these long evaluated things. You see this move just like this. Okay, that was the same type of move that we saw back in those days that I posted for you, just so you could see the comparison that Bradley does do something astrological. Now, why people don't see this, let Norm tell us, because I've tried, I've shown people, and I know other people use it and stuff, but by God, it's the best thing. Folks, they can do this thing 1,000 years in advance. It's just energy of the planets, and it works. Not all the time, but my gosh, nothing works all the time. That's the key to what we're watching here. We got Norm coming up here in just a little bit. And remember, we have, like I said, Paula T here will be here tomorrow. And let's keep an eye on, just for kicks and giggles, because it's been following pretty good. Remember, this is only right about 60% of the time, but in about 20 minutes, we should get ready to make some type of a little bottom, and then we're going to see if we get a rally. As we look at this in the eyes of the old NASDAQ, which is jumping all over the map, you can see there's where we were early this morning, okay? You made the ABCD. Look, you made a slightly lower low, then you went up. Now you're worried again. You're right at this one. Now, what will happen this time, let's Well, thank you, Shane. You did it, buddy. Thank you. I wouldn't know what to do without the Shane, man. Hold on a second. See, we should take this low out right here. All right, let's just do this for kicks and giggles. How much time we got left? None. Uh-oh. That means we've got Norm coming up. So stay with us. I'll put the pattern in here while Norm's waiting, and we'll see how close it comes to what we're watching, okay? Did I do that right? Oh, I think I did. Heck, I don't know if I did or not. There's what you want to be watching for, is to see it get down here another 100 points or so. That would be the spot to take a look at that. So we'll be right back, folks. We'll have Mr. Winsky in the house.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we have the Wizard of Naples, Florida in the house, Norm Winsky. How are you doing, my friend?
Great, Larry. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. You're coming in great, and you made a nice call there on November the 12th. Good for you. Let's tell us what you're looking at today, my friend.
I don't remember the 12th, but if you say so, I'll take the credit for it. Okay,
well,
so anyway, so just remind you, if you'd like to study what I'm going to present at a slower pace, you can get the notes. I'll email you all the complete notes. If you'd like any help with any technical terms, I'll be happy to give you a free class. And if you'd like to know, for example, here we have the heliocentric, that's from the point of view of the sun, Saturn inner Aries, why that would have anything to do with corn, etc. So you can get a free class. And now we're going to move on. So I was last on your show, Larry, on Tuesday, November the 4th. AC, I have AC there after the close. The planets don't clock out at 5 o'clock. They're 24/7. Most of the time, they're doing things overnight when the markets, when the regular day session is not open. You got the crazy people trading at night. So anyway, we had 2 windows. And AC is after the close. I had 2 windows with each one had 2 important events in there. So the 4th, we had Saturn changing sign heliocentrically from the point of view of the sun, and we were going to cover coffee, corn, gold, silver, sugar, wheat, and then we also had a full moon in the sign of Taurus, and also perigee. That's a somewhat rare event in that pattern. The full moon at perigee only occurs about every 14 months. It lasts, you get about usually maybe 2, sometimes 3 hits on that over a 2 to 3 month period, but that's only every 14 months. And anytime we have a full moon, we look at financials. That's your stocks, bonds, and currencies, grains, precious metals, oil. And because it's in the sign of Taurus the bull, it might have something to do with cattle. And also the other big Texas commodity is cotton. Okay, so then the weekend of the 7th, we had Uranus changing signs. Uranus was going retrograde, going backwards, and it left Gemini and went back into Taurus, the bull. So we'll be looking at copper, oil, soybeans, sugar, wheat. And then also that weekend, here's the one you're going to love, I think, Larry. You got a big interest in this. Mercury is grains, and Mercury was turning retrograde over the 7th weekend, and that's corn, soybeans, wheat. So now let's see what happened. So we have the corn right there, our first window. We had the corn on the first window with the moon and Saturn, and you had a nice short-term low there before like a one-day pop-up. But the big one, Larry, was over here over the 7th weekend, and that was Mercury turning retrograde. And look at the nice rally you got out of that. Now, the historical pattern is usually, that's the operative word here, when Mercury turns retrograde, it's usually a high in the grains, but occasionally you get an inversion. And the historical pattern I've noticed over the many years is when you get a low on Mercury retrograde, you get a 2 to 3 week rally, and then it comes right back down. It looks like we already got the come back down portion there on the corn over like Friday. My charts were all done over this past weekend. Okay, just so you know. All right. So anyway, that's and we got. Well, you'll see. We got a moon coming up here in a few days. All right. So there's the corn. We hit 100. 4 out of 4 there on the corn. Good. Beans not so good. We had a little short-term low there on the moon, popped up, and then it really didn't go anywhere on our other points there for the beans. But the wheat was excellent. Look at that. We hit the high of the month on the Saturn going into Aries and the moon, and then we came down here for Mercury retrograde. What was the? Oh yeah, and the Uranus at 0 Gemini, leaving Gemini, going to Taurus, and that's pretty much nailed the wheat market for the last couple of weeks. Here's the cattle. We had some the moon in Taurus, and there you go. You made a little bit of a pop up there on that, and then you made a little top there. Cotton's going sideways, so we do nothing. By the way, green arrows are good, red arrows bad, and yellow means we took a pass because either it's going sideways or it's too confusing to know what to do. Here's coffee, had a little pullback low there on Saturn, and then popped up. And here's the sugar. We we had 2 windows there for the sugar with the, that would be, let me look at my cheat sheet here. Oh yeah, Saturn going into Aries is opposite Libra for sugar. And then we also had the Uranus in the Gemini at Gemini 0 Gemini right there for a double low there. The big low was right in the middle on the 6th, and we were straddling the low of the month there on our 2 points. Copper is chopping sideways up and right to there. There was our window there, so we do nothing. Here's silver pulling back into the moon. That's a very nice low there for the Saturn in Aries and the moon, the full moon. And then we have gold doing pretty much the same thing. And there's oil. Oh, we struck out on oil. And yep. Both those our windows there for oil didn't really work very well. And this one here was a day ahead of time, but your drawdown was too much. It was like a $2 drawdown. That's $2,000. That's too much money. So I marked that as a miss. All right, here's the S&P. I went 50-50 on the S&P. You had the moon and Saturn there for 1 day, and that's a big move there. It doesn't look like it, but it's about, I think, 70 handles there, so that's pretty good. Over here, we were like a day or 2 early, and so it kept going up, so I had to mark those 2 as a miss. The bonds we did okay on with the moon. You had a nice top there and then a big down. The currencies, wait till you see the currencies. Look at that. There's the dollar high of the month. Here's the Aussie dollar low of the month. Here's the British pound near the low of the month, if that's not the low of the month. Canadian dollar near the low of the month. Euro is the low of the month. Here's the Japanese yen, probably the lesser of all of them, but still had a little short-term high there. And the Swiss franc on the low of the month. So if you add up all the green arrows and the red arrows, we had 25 winners, 6 misses out of 31 for 80.65% winners. Here's what's coming up now. Coming events. Keep in mind that the stocks potentially respond to all these events, and then we have the different markets that are narrow filters. They only tend to respond to certain markets and certain signs, but we'll talk about that when we come back.
We got to take a break. Absolutely. We'll be right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, we're back, folks, with Norm Winsky. Please continue, my friend.
Thank you, Larry. I think earlier in your show you were talking about the grains, and you might recall that a little while ago I mentioned that mercury is one of the key factors for grains. And look what we have here, Larry. Coming up here in another day or two, over a 2-day period, we got 3 cycles that are all pointing to something important happening for the grains. So the afternoon, tomorrow afternoon is the 18th. We have Mercury 0 north latitude, and that'll be watch for corn, soybeans, wheat. What is it that we're looking for here? Well, the setup is we want a market to be moving up or moving down. If you're going sideways, that's a no-go. So if it's moving, the bigger the extreme, the better. So if you get a big up or a big down, that's your best deal. And if that's happening, there's about a 75% chance you're going to get a reversal. Okay, so the afternoon, the 19th, the next day, Mercury will be perigee, close to the Earth. And again, corn, soybeans, wheat. And then the 19th, the night of the 19th, after the close, we have a new moon in the sign of Scorpio, and the grains respond also, as I showed you earlier, to the full moons and new moons. And so, and it's also, in addition, we're going to be watching financials, and you saw how well that worked, except S&P was only 50-50, but the bonds and the currencies were close to 100%. So financials, grains, precious metals, oil, cocoa, hogs, and T-bonds are running special because the new moon is in Scorpio, and that's cocoa, hogs, and T-bonds. So we'll be emphasizing those 3 markets. And then also the night of the 19th, we have Uranus in Taurus is going to be making, these are the outer planets. These are, as you know, Larry, the outer planets, the big slow-moving guys. Those are the big cycles, and Uranus is going to be making a 60-degree angle to Neptune. That's called a sextile in astrology. And we'll be looking at cattle, copper, and cotton. And then the night of the 20th, Uranus will be in Taurus, will be perigee for cattle, copper, and cotton. And then the 21st, I think that's the weekend, right? That's 21. Oh, yeah, that's the weekend, right? The weekend of the 21st, Mercury will be perihelion. That's Mercury at its closest point in its 88-day cycle to the sun, and we want to be watching corn, gold, soybeans, and wheat. All right, so I've been doing this over 50 years, not as long as Larry, but we're still in the dinosaur club, right, Larry?
Yes, sir.
And anyway, I have free stuff for you. If you'll contact me in the next few days, I got first 5 people contact me in the next few days can get a free 101 class with me 50-year market veteran. I'm a former Chicago floor trader, and I've studied all these different advanced methodologies. And I think my biggest talent is I love reducing complicated stuff to simple.
Hello? I think we've lost Norm, I think. Hello, operator. Let's see what's going on here. I haven't heard anything from my good friends at TFNN, but I guess we lost him, huh? Well, that's okay. All right, sorry, folks. Let me get my charts back up here. We got a little bad connection, so get the charts up. We got a little bit, hold on, we got a little stuff to talk about here. Get to have a little fun like we were talking about just a little while ago. We were chatting about the Dow Jones here, getting ready to have a little bit of a rally. And there it is right there. Supposedly it's starting right now. Whether it is or not, I don't know. It might last an hour, might last 3 days, might last 10 seconds. Anyway, there was the buy down in here. Now we're starting to have a pretty good rally. And if we just look at this from a, kicks and giggles standpoint, you'll notice that all you have to do to measure, see where the different reactions it could come to. The first one would be 382. The logical one would be up here. So we already came 100 points off the bottom, so that's a pretty good sign. So I think we'll get up into this level right up in here. So I think moving pretty good. Now, if you're in that trade, send half of the money to the folks at Goodwill. No, that's not Goodwill. Don't use, Larry is getting off of his soapbox now, and if you spend the money, spend it wisely. Put your stop here at break even. That's what I just did. I put in my stop right there because if this fails, I want to still be short. Because we couldn't even make a new low. Did we make a new low in the day? Oh my God, we did by one tick. That's a good sign. We look for about a rally of an hour, folks. That's about it. If it's correct, and so far it's been acting pretty nicely as far as being correct. That's a good part of this. Now the Russell is by far the weakest. It keeps going lower and lower, but I have to show you a very, very lovely setup here in the markets that we've been watching this morning. Now you can do this yourself. You don't have to do it, but there's a prediction here in the gold market early this morning. You see you had the Gartley up into here. You came down to these lows right here. There was your big low right there. We went right up to this level right here. See, this is where it topped. Not the first top, but the second top. What was that? That was an ABCD right there. Went selling along and going short at 77, and here we are at 72. Stop now is at 72, and it should be going down. I don't know, Norm. I don't know if you're still on or not, but we lost you. So I don't know. Maybe he didn't pay his bills, but I'll work it out with him. Not a big problem. So anyway, that's what we're watching here so far this morning. So we'll keep a close eye on that. All right. So if you're in that trade with the Dow Jones, keep your stop at break even. It might go up to who knows, but it's already moved 100 points. So that's a good sign. So keep that in mind. So there's where we are going here. Yes, I will. I will post the contact information for Norm there in Naples, Florida. That is the Beverly Hills of Florida, folks. That's the home of Larry Bird of French Lick, Indiana. Anyway, there's what we're going. Let's take a look here, since we've got a little bit of time, is to look at the Russell, because it has been the weakest, folks. Now, see, even with last night, there was our low on Friday. There was our high. You see, we couldn't even make a higher high. Overnight, that's still the 382. We did make a higher high. We went a little above the 382 in both the NASDAQ and the S&P, and now we're backing off a little bit, but you can see there's where we are right now. So we're getting a little bounce, but 3 or 4 points of this is really not much of a bounce at all. We got some bearishness looking at us, folks, so just be sure that you protect yourself on some of these things. We have a question about another stock here, and this is the one that I've already done Google. Let's look at J.P. Morgan, because it's been in the news for quite a bit also, and it had very, very bullish news, and you can see how it's reacted to the bullish news, folks. It's given up 20-some points in just 3 days, just like the Dow. There's because this is one of the larger ones in the Dow. The number one, of course, is Goldman Sachs, and we've already talked about that. We'll do that in just a second. We'll do it now since time is running out. And I think that's the more important one, because that was the big fake out in the market that day. If you remember, this is where the Dow Jones went new highs, okay? There it is right there. We made new highs, and look at us now, folks. We're down $60. And look at today's action, folks. there's our action here Sunday night or Friday. You can see there's your action on Friday, and we just couldn't even make a 382, and now we're rolling over. So that's not a good sign. These markets have given us some, and not only that, the news has been, so very, very bullish. Folks, if you want to see what.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, this is the Dow Jones trade. You should be out of this at break even. That's not working near as well as we had hoped. The reason is, folks, this market's bearish. Let's just get up here and take a NASDAQ. We want to look at the NASDAQ here for just 1 second here on a longer time frame, which will go down to a 13-minute. And there's what the problem is right now. You see, the NASDAQ is getting ready. There was a dynamite triangle last night that we talked about in the video that I sent out. What did we do? We went down, made the move here, had the huge rally up here. This is amazing swings here, folks, 300 points up and down. Then you came down and you made an ABCD right there. Then you rallied up, and look what you're getting ready to do now. You're getting what? There's where we are right now. There's breaking down now here in the NASDAQ as we speak. Oh, excuse me, folks. There's your ABCD pattern here, and we're getting down here real close here to pretty good bottom here, about another 100 points lower. Keep an eye on that because we should get a bounce off of that. I trade all ABCDs, folks. I don't discriminate. Well, I do sometimes, but you'll see in the middle of the night early this morning. Okay. All right, there's where we are. There's where we are, right there. Okay, and we're making, why is it beeping? It shouldn't be beeping. Oh, Larry. I'm looking at the NASDAQ, and it's the S&P, the Dow Jones, it's getting the hammer on it. So that's why we're looking at, that's why, see, if you buy it here, this thing is so accurate, folks, that when it works really good. And when it doesn't work, you got to get out of Dodge. I mean, that's just, that's neither here nor there, nothing else you can do about that. Okay. Okay. Now I got to get this out of the way here. Hold on 1 second here. You can see that now we got the gold coming down nicely, which is a good thing. Hold on. There's where we are right now. All right. Just a second here. All right. Let's get this out of the way here. And someone asked a question. Okay. All right, we'll be right back. Stay tuned, folks.